You ever say, I'd love to have spaghetti and meatballs tonight, but I just don't have the time? That's what you're thinking. Stay tuned, because when you come back, we'll show you how to have spaghetti and meatball any day of the week. So how are we going to do this rigatoni with meatballs? Actually pretty easy, and we're going to do it in 45 minutes instead of 3 hours that it used to take my mom, because she had to make a big pot with big meatballs. We're gonna make small meatballs, and we're gonna cook it in a big skillet. Why? We widen that cooking surface so it cooks a lot faster. Put that on the stove. Meanwhile, let's get the ingredients. Simple. Carrot, onions, and a little bit of garlic. The onions, take off the skin. I have all these tricks that make things go a lot faster. I don't like spending too much time getting too fancy. I mean, this is not something that we're going to be measuring or anything. This little half onion, just cut it up like this. Pretty simple, like that. Got a little bit of onions. The garlic, what do we do with the garlic? You give it a little squeeze like this. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. I cut it by hand, or I throw it in or whatever, but Anna got me this one here, this super squeezer. It squeezes the heck out of it in one shot. How about the carrots? What do you do for the carrots? How do you cut the carrots? I cheat. That's how I do it. This. Right then, so let's get everything onto the skillet. A little bit of oil. Get that warmed up. The garlic. Oh no, don't put the garlic in with the, come on, really? You think that my mom and her mom and my great-grandmother would be timing this? Oh, it's gonna get cooked. It's all the same. Put it in, don't worry about it. Just don't blast it. Then, get the carrot. How about the celery? Celery's good, I don't have any. That's why I didn't put it in. Stir this around. Don't let it go too violent. Smell the profumo coming from it. Get it nice and calm. Everything is good. We're gonna get the sauce ready. Get the passata ready. The whole thing. And stir. Calm it down, it cools it down. Gotta get some water into this, or some wine actually. And should I tell them about the secret in here?
Yes, sure.
I'm not sure. Okay. Tomato has got a little bit of acidity to it. So you've always heard about people putting sugar inside their sauce to take out the acidity. It's a way of doing it. I can't get behind the idea of putting sugar in my sauce. So what do? I've got a little secret. Here it is. They're small tomato cherries, and they're sweet, naturally sweet. So that's how I get sugar in it.
They are so
And I don't have to put any real sugar. So I put those in there. Oh, that's going to be fantastic. I mean, this ragu is going to be beyond what you've ever had. A little bit of water or wine, water or wine, water or wine.
Why?
Wine. When I can, I go for the wine. I put it back in here. A good shake, and look at this. That's nice. Crank it up a little bit. Stir it. Salt. How much salt do we put? First of all, very, very important, only kosher salt. That's the only thing I can deal with. Why? Because the way the granules are made, they are uneven, so they don't stick to your fingers. So when you take it, you can do the drama as you put it in the sauce. But I find it's so much easier to control how much you put in with your fingers.
But you like the drama.
I like the drama, and I like the kosher salt. So it's always kosher salt for me. A little bit of just cracked pepper. So now it's time to get these little meatballs done. So we gotta mix them. We've got nothing. So what do we get? Of course, the pièce de résistance, organic meat only. What do we have? The veal, the pork, and the beef. I say the trio is the best. But, I mean, it's not like if you didn't do the trio, the meatballs wouldn't come good. They come good. But with the trio, they're the best. What else goes in there? Do you want it garlicky or not garlicky? My love, do you want it garlicky or not garlicky?
Garlicky, please.
So a couple of cloves to get it all garlicky like that. Come down like this. Yes, I think that's a lot of garlic
I
there.
love garlic.
How about a little bit of onions? Gives a little bit of taste. Why? A little bit, not too much. You don't have to really go crazy. But just a little bit, just to give us some flavor. Salt, okay. There's one thing about salt that's really, really important. I asked one of the best chefs, how do you make the meat so good? And he looked at me and he went, salt. And that's really true. When it comes to meat, you've got to put the salt in. If you don't put the salt, that meat absorbs an enormous amount of salt. Remember, I'm putting kosher salt here. Kosher salt is not marine salt or sea salt. Because when you're talking about that salt or even iodized salt, that's a lot saltier. That's why I like kosher salt. Peppa boy. Do you remember that from Saturday Night Live? Peppa boy. I have a secret ingredient. Nutmeg. Nutmeg. I mean, if you could sell this on the street, you can make money. Nutmeg has that taste that, actually it's an aroma, it's a taste that's beyond. You grate it in there. I do at least half easily. And then we get to the egg. We need a binder. So one egg, it's enough to get a binder in there. Now, my mom, when she made meatballs, she used to put in stale bread, which is probably what all of them did. Now I've only got fresh bread, but I would put stale bread. If I had stale bread, I would put stale bread. I'm gonna take a couple of slices here. Take a look at what I'm doing. This is fresh bread. I want you to take a look at this. You see this? This, my beloved Anna made this bread. All inside this bowl. And then you add the milk. Put the milk in there, let it soak up a bit. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, I gotta grate some cheese. Not me. I prepared in advance. Now I don't put this on fresh pasta. If I make a pasta dish, I don't put this on the table. This is for cooking. But what I do is I grate a good amount of cheese. I've got a little grater, it costs like $25. It just grates it by hand, it sticks to the table. You grate it all up and you get right to the end of the cheese. So, you use all the cheese, you get it all grated up, you put it in here, and then what do? You put it in the freezer. So I start with what? R for Romano, Anna's favorite.
My favorite cheese, yes.
That's right, not mine.
Yes.
Mine is Parmesan. I'm from the north. Not really from the north, the center, but. So I go generous. Go generous with this Romano. Romano cheese is fantastic. Why do I put Parmesan? Because it's my cheese. What do I do with these after? Throw them back into the freezer. No problem, they stay super fresh. Meanwhile, as this is happening, the milk is being absorbed by this fresh bread. And this is where the magic happens now. I think I've got all of my ingredients with the exception of parsley. My mom always put it in there. It is the herb that is synonymous with meatballs. So let this soak a bit more. I take this. Try not to put the super big stems inside, so put those on the side. You can use the stem in sauce. Some people get a sauce going with it. I don't, but I want to try it. I think it'll be good. Take a little bit of that. And then you bring it all, you squeeze it all, and then you just go. It takes just a little bit. I mean, chopping parsley, super easy. Take a look at what's going on in there. Take a look at what's going on in here.
Yes.
You see? Mm-hmm. So, zing, zing, zing. It's all going to come together now. It's going to be really, really nice. There we go. Bam, into there. And then here I go with this over here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a consistency that is soft. I know for a fact this will work. Not because I measured it, because I can compensate.
You put all the milk too.
I put all of it and what I had in there. If I had to, I can compensate. Here's the compensator. If it's too soft, I got some breadcrumbs. If it's too hard, I got more milk. So I can compensate. But that consistency is really, really important, that you get the consistency down to soft. How soft? When you say it's too soft, that's the consistency that we need. Pardon me.
What are you drinking, my love?
Coffee.
Can we see? Can
No.
we take a peek?
No. No.
Why not?
Because it's coffee.
Let me see.
Doesn't that look like coffee to you?
What's that?
It's not bourbon. Maybe it's a little bit of bourbon. Well, I'm getting what I want. But you know, I can feel it. I can feel it. You see, it's like a one hand clean, one hand not so clean. I can feel I need a little bit of milk. Don't freak out about the milk. It's the way this is done. Look at that consistency. You see? Mm-hmm. See how it's soft? It's kind of wet. So now what's the next step? We roll these up and we put them in the sauce that's cooking right over there. It's been simmering for a while. We can just drop them in. Fry them or drop them in? Drop them in. Mini meatballs, drop them right into the sauce.
Is your coffee good?
Yeah, it's really good. So now I've got the whole concoction here of meatball. I've got the sauce going over here. It smells amazing. Guess what I found? Anna went to get me some beautiful, look at this basil right inside the sauce. Let that infuse nicely.
How many of them, love?
Are you asking how many basils would I put? I would put the whole garden in there if I could. Okay, back to this. So I can use a little spoon them out. Here's a way to do it. Spoon them out. Now, it helps if your hands are a little wet. If you have a little bit wet hands, it makes the ball making easy. And then you throw them inside, roll them just a little bit, and it's done. Right there. Or, guess what I do at night? I watch 5 Minute Craft. And I saw this trick and I thought it was like, I said, that's stupid, but it's not. It's brilliant, actually. Come in with, it's a bottle. It's come in and you push it into here like this. And then, believe it or not, you get like a meatball that comes out. You could just, it's a little bigger, this one. But I mean, listen, it's not rocket science here, right? Like that. So then you don't have to dirty your hands. So you just kind of, I'll show you what the bottle looks like. You kind of go in, it's the tip of the bottle. I'll show you what it looks like. Push it out, kind of like that. Roll a bit, throw in the flour.
So if you want to have fun, you can do it with that.
Yeah, it's like horsing around, you know? See? Here's a little meatballs. What is it? Take a look. It's just a bottle. And then you just put it here and you keep going. Take the time, you know. To do this, what you do is you gotta make it special, right? You pour yourself a nice, beautiful cup of coffee like I'm having here, you know, and it makes the time go by a lot faster when you have some coffee. We always have coffee when we cook. I'll let you know that. We always have coffee when we cook.
I think you missed one.
Oh, I did, you're right.
Uh-huh.
And we keep going, you see? So, we are done with the mini meatballs. All nicely in the flour, perfect. Guess what we have going here? We have that sauce that's been simmering that we started off together. So what do? Not complicated. Drop, drop, drop. Oh, leave them. Do not touch them. Do not feel like you have to move them. Leave them alone. Just put them where there's a hole. If you look in here, wherever there's a hole in this pot, you drop it in. And then you leave them. I know you want to go in and you want to rearrange them, give them better spacing. You feel that maybe this one here, oh, he's not getting enough sauce. Don't. What happens if I have too many meatballs? Make them into hors d'oeuvres. Fry them up. It's okay, not a problem. You think people won't eat fried meatballs? So, doing it this way, like these are gonna sit here for maybe 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes at the most. You know, this ragu, we just put it in. The sauce we just put in. Look. Oh no, some of them aren't all the way submerged. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Do not make this affect you. As much as you want it, don't. Because you know what's going to happen? They're all going to get hard And then once they get hard, then you can move them around to your heart's content. So they're all in here, simmering. Give them 30, I want to say 40 minutes. You're twisting my arm. 30 minutes, they'll be done. We put the pasta on, and then it all comes together. I mean together. The rigatoni and the meatballs all together in one family-style dish. Stay tuned. These are ready. Look at these rigatonis. They're ready. Really, really, really nice. So what do? We're gonna get them back in the sauce. How do you think we're gonna coat these rigatoni? Get them back in the sauce. But first we gotta drain it. Go to the sink, you do the old strainer and right back in. Like that. There's pasta water in there. You don't have to worry about it. Get rid of that. Wooden spoon. I love the wooden spoon. And guess what I did? Did I mention that I took these out in advance? So these are sitting here. The pretty little things are sitting right there waiting. Oh, can I have some pasta? No, you gotta wait for a little while. While I stir this, get a little bit of heat. I don't have to add any pasta water. It's all perfect. These things have given up some pasta water in there. A little stir. But wait, something else is coming. Hang on. Parmigiana Reggiano. So get that cheese in there now. We can put more after, that's okay. But right now, let's get a little bit going in here, because that's gonna turn it creamy. That's what we want. We want some creaminess. So stir that in there, fold it in there nicely. You know that it's all like getting all creamy in there, the cheesiness. It doesn't exist better than this. I mean, this is Sunday every day, doing it this way. And now, you can either throw in the meatballs in here, but you know what I like to do? I like to take it out, put it in our family style dish, and then we put the meatballs on top. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this is it. Here it is, rigatoni with the mini meatballs. This is amazing. So listen, everybody, try this. You'll love it. Your husband, your wife, your kids will love it. Everyone will love this. Just like my mom used to make on Sunday, but anytime you want. Join us next time. Don't forget to subscribe. We're so happy you were with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.